couldn't bear the fact of seeing an old wooden boat, any wooden boat, let alone a folk boat, trashed, you know, so all let go. So I decided to take it on, and which I couldn't have done unless I could have put it up my drive, because it would cost too much for storage and everything like that, whereas here it cost me nothing. So off we go really. With being in the yacht club, we have our own hoist and very good facilities and everything, so I got help lifting it. I let the keel off down the yacht club, and then it all started from there really. And the first jobs really were I refurbished the keel down the club, and then it needed most of the floors, well, every floor came out. I took every floor out of the boat and put new bolts in all of them. All 13 floors have new bolts in, stainless for the ballast keel and bronze for the other bolts, the other knees. The keel, what I had to do was put a big joist through here and make a cradle the shape of the boat at the front here, and the same at the back. I jacked all this up away from the trailer so that I could get the trailer out. So we took the trailer out, took it back down Marchwood Yacht Club, put the ballast keel on it when I'd refurbished it, slid it back underneath, and then once I'd done all the floors and all that and they were ready, I jacked it back down gently onto the keel with all the bolts in, and hey presto, you know. Me and my wife did that all together, just me and my wife, because she just helped me. These jacks here obviously were only for support, but I had 3-ton jacks in the corners to jack it up, and the joists across and everything. She just undid these slightly as I just let it down tad by tad, you know, onto the bedding. So that was that. And then the boat has been gutted, stripped right out, and most of everything has been painted, all sides, even the sides you can't see and everything, all the things that went back in and that. And I've used most of the old materials and that, which were perfectly good. It's all mahogany. Some of the old floors and that, which have been adjusted and cut around and things, and other stuff which was stained where lack of varnish over the years. It all looks okay. I've brought it all back to life, I think, mostly. I got a 2018.
Right, okay.
And then, of course, in the lockdown, I was unable to get anyone round here because there's just come up with 1,500 new copper nails and roofs gone in it so far, and lots of bronze screws, which cost a fortune as well. I couldn't get anyone else to help me initially with the copper nailing, because you need someone outside with a dolly to hold it, and someone inside. So I did a lot of jobs like the deck and the rubbing straights and things, and the cabin before I finished the hull and the ribs and that, because I couldn't get on, and I thought I was going to have to wait until COVID was over. But as it was, my wife came to the rescue. She saw how miserable I was getting, not being able to get on, and reluctantly come out here and, well, reluctantly, but came out and gave me a hand. It's going to break my heart, but she's going to have to go because it's to be sold. But my biggest worry is it's going to be sold to someone who's going to let it go again, and well, not again, but yeah, just let it go. And it's going to, because a wooden boat, although once they're up together, actually, like my other boat, they don't really take that much looking after. It's just keeping on top of varnish and paint and stuff every year, you know, and doing a little bit of work. And most people don't seem to want that now. They want a plastic boat, which to me hasn't got a soul or anything, you know. I love wooden boats. I love working with wood. Although I wouldn't call Yoho the prettiest folk boat, she's certainly got a lot of room in her, but she's got character. She's still got lots of character, which wooden boats have. When these were built, these were a family boat. A family would go out on these. My old boss from Buckler's Hard, Dave Blatchford, he used to have a folk boat, and he'd take his family away for the weekend on, you know, 4 of them on a boat like this.
What was the biggest part of the restoration?
I would say the most difficult part has been doing all the ribs, the laminating the ribs, and you know, because I'd make up a jig on the boat and I laminate most of the bits and pieces on this here. Some of them are whole ribs, complete length up to the beam shelf, Most of them were just laminated on there, left overnight, and that then they have to be scarfed together, because I don't like to see. There were loads of little tiny pieces of doublers screwed in where there were cracks and things, and plus many more cracks as well as them, which I've taken all, basically 90% of them out. I've left a few that were riveted in properly. The riveting and laminating, that I would say was the most laborious part of the job, you know. It's quite frustrating, especially as I was frustrated as not being able to get on, and obviously you can only glue up when it's cold, when it's over a certain temperature and all that sort of thing. I was using resorcinol glue, which is tried and tested. Well, the baby blade, it's just been kicking around for years, you know, and it just come in nice and handy, really. I want to put the boat back basically as it was built, more or less, but I wanted to look the part. I wanted to look better than when she was new. I assume when Yoho was built, that would have probably cost under £1,000, and in the 60s they were only about £1,500 a folk boat. But then at the same time you could buy a semi-detached house for the same price. You had to be quite well off to own a boat like that, and the only way these boats are going to be kept going, and the only way they are kept going, is by, you've either got to have loads of money to have someone work on it and be quite well off, or be able to have those skills yourself to be able to do it. The whole reason for taking it on wasn't, at the time, my brain wasn't in motion, it was my heart. And you don't think of, oh, it's going to cost me God knows how much, and so how much time it's going to take to do it. In fact, lockdown's come in pretty handy, really, because all I've had to do is that. So it wasn't for money, it was just because I couldn't bear the prospect of that boat being broken up, or in the near future being broken up. So it had to be, really. It was like fate.
Well, it's an historic boat, isn't it?
It is, really, yeah. I
mean, they're not just buying a folk boat.
No, they're buying #1 folk boat. Yeah, the first British folk boat, anyway. Yeah.